If you are a front-end developer who works with a lot of JSON structure, then probably you have faced a situation where you need to do a lot of conditional check to map or to access a nested property in JSON. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nisha Singla, and in today's session we are going to talk about another useful feature of EX6, and that is optional chaining. So before understanding optional chaining, let's first understand what problem we usually face when we have a nested JSON structure or nested object in JavaScript. And then we will figure it out how optional chaining can be helpful in that situation. So let's assume that we have one user object which has name, address and the city property, and assume that this object is coming from the backend and we are reading it as a JSON in JavaScript. Now there could be a possibility that few of the user will enter the address detail and few of the user will not. So in that case, address is a property which is not mandatory, which is not required for all the user. So in that situation, we always face a issue of undefined, and we face a issue that whether the intermediate property exists or not, right? What I mean that, let's assume that I try to access city, fine. So what I need to do, I need to say user, address and city, and it will work fine because we have this property, right? And similarly I can access name in the same manner. Now let's understand the problem. For an example, assume that one user has entered the address detail and it is working fine, but maybe the other user didn't provide the address detail. So in that case, I don't have the address key in the user object. So in that case, what you will see that my complete code will break and I'll get an error like can't read property of undefined reading city. So now that is the expected result. JavaScript works like this, like when I say user.address, in that case I don't get error, I basically get undefined, fine. So in this case what I'm doing, I'm saying undefined because I'm getting undefined for user.address, and when I say undefined.city, it basically fails with the error, and that's why when I access this one I get an error that I cannot have city on this undefined. So in many practical cases, we would prefer to get undefined instead of error here. Like I need to display maybe that no city instead of this error. So what we can do for that, there are a lot of solutions that we have in JavaScript. We can provide conditional statement, we can put conditions to check whether that property exists or not. So now the obvious solution is we have to first check whether that address property is there or not, and based on that condition we can write our logic. So one solution is we can simply check like this. I can say like if user has address, only then print city, otherwise return undefined. So here you can see I have used a simple ternary operator to check. So this is a one solution that you can use. Another solution is that you can put logical operators to confirm whether that key is there or not. So I can also do something like this. If user.address is there, only then access user.address.city. Let's confirm, if I have address, it will work fine. So there are different ways through which you can handle this situation, right? But it looks fine if we have very simple nested structure. Okay, I have only address and then further city. But assume that we have a very deeply nested structure. So in that case, putting that much of condition is not a good idea. And it's also repeating our code. Again and again, I have to say user.address, user.address, and further if I have another nested object, I have to say user.address.city dot something like that. So what I mean here, let's assume one more complex structure. Assume this one. Suppose I have customer detail which have account, and that account further have holder, and that holder further have profile, and it has first name, last name and birth date. And for an example, I want to access the birth date or the last name. So in that case, you can see how much nested structure it would be. It would be customer detail dot account dot holder dot profile dot last name. So in that case, if any of the intermediate property is not there, then again my code will break. So to avoid that situation, I have to use the above approach, either conditional checks or ternary operator, to make sure that particular key is there or not. So that syntax will not be easy for a very deeply nested structure. So we can say that it is not an ideal approach. As you can see, property name are still duplicated in the code, right? So here we can say that user address appears 2 times, and when it goes further nested, like in this case, if I try to access, let's hide this one, and for an example, I want to access customer detail dot account holder profile, maybe birth date, and assume that profile key is not required for all the user. So what I have to do, again I have to say customer detail dot account or customer data account dot holder, because any of the key can be, if it is not required, then any of the key may be missing in between. So here what I need to do, I have to say first user dot customer data dot account is there or not. If it is there, then I have to say customer detail dot account dot holder is there or not. If holder is there, then I have to say customer detail dot account dot holder dot profile, and then I will access its birth date. So this is the code you need to write to make sure that all intermediate keys are there or not. So as you can see with the code, it is not ideal. As you can see, the property name are duplicated in the code. Here the customer detail dot account, we are repeating 4 times. So that's why the optional chaining was added to the language. It basically solved this problem for you. You don't need to repeat the code, and it's quite easy to handle that kind of scenario with the help of optional chaining. The syntax of optional chaining is quite simple. You still need to access the further keys using dot, but before dot you just need to put this question mark to mention that this is optional chaining. We are not doing required chaining, it is optional. So the optional chaining basically stop the evaluation if the value before question mark is undefined or null and return undefined, right? What I mean here, let's understand it. So let's implement optional chaining on this city key, because we can see that when we are accessing this, it is giving us an error. So what we can do, we can put optional chaining like this. So in that case, instead of giving it an error, it will simply return undefined. So the optional chaining basically stop the evaluation if the value before this operator is undefined or null. So I told you, like when I access user.address, it was undefined. So when it get undefined, it never go to check city. It simply returns undefined. So you can see how simplified it makes our code. So you can see when we use optional chaining, it is returning me the same response that we were getting by checking like this. Okay. So now you can compare these two statements. Of course, this one is quite simple and there is no duplication at all, right? So that is the advantage of optional chaining. Let's implement that on a deeply nested structure like this one. So here also it would be easy to check. You can simply say customer detail, account holder. And in this case, our profile is not there, right? So you can use optional chaining here and then access any of the properties. So it will not give you error. It will simply returns you undefined. And you can also put in between as well, like maybe for another users, the complete account detail is not there. So still it will give an error, right? So you can also use like this. So wherever it finds that this is returning undefined and we have optional operator after that, it will stop evaluation. So it is quite important and useful if you do or if you use it in a proper way. So this is the way you can use optional chaining on keys whenever you access the property from a nested structure. Now you just need to make sure that basically we use optional operator for safe reading and deleting, but you cannot use it for writing. If you are assigning some value to an object, then you cannot use that. Suppose on this object I want to assign a name key, right? So what we do, we can simply say customer detail dot name equals to something like that. I can do this, right? So I cannot use optional chaining here if we assume something like this. So it is an invalid left hand side in assignment. So we cannot use optional chaining on the left side when we have some kind of assignment. We can use it only for accessing or if we are deleting some keys. That is just a point that you need to remember, that we use it only for safe reading and deleting but not for writing. Now we can also use optional chaining with functions. It's not like we can only use optional chaining with property. We can also use it for function call. If you are not sure that on that object particular function is there or not, so in that case, while accessing the function also you can use optional chaining. Like on this customer detail, if I try to access a function get name, right? We don't have get name function on this object. So again you will get an error. So if you found that any of your object structure have optional functions, so in that case again you will get something like that, this error, that type error customer detail dot get name is not a function. So you can also check it. If it is there, only then execute, otherwise just skip that. So to use optional chaining with function, you just need to use optional operator before executing the function like this. Fine. So in that case, if get name is there, then execute, otherwise make its execution optional. So in that case, it will not execute anything. Or if it is inside console.log, it will return undefined. Okay. So we can also use optional operator with function call. Let's understand one more use case of optional chaining. Like sometime when we access any property from the object, then instead of dot we also use bracket like we use in array, right? So there also we can use optional chaining. Let's use the same object, customer detail. So now let's assume that I have one key and I want to access the customer detail based on the account token key. So what I can do, I can simply say console.log and customer detail dot account and its key. So it will return me the account token. Fine. But assume that we don't have this account object at all. We don't have this. So in that case, again, I'll get the same response. It can't read property of undefined reading account token because I don't have the account. So I cannot have account token. So in that case, I can use optional chaining before accessing this key like this one. So when I do this one, again, because this key is undefined, so it basically stop executing further. So customer detail.account is undefined, so I cannot access account token key on undefined. So that's why I'm making it optional now, that if account is undefined, then stop evaluating further. So now if you run this one, you will get undefined instead of error. So optional chaining you can also use in this situation. So this is all about optional chaining. I hope that now you can use that in your project, because definitely all of us have faced this situation or error in our code. So now from today onwards, you can use optional chaining in your code wherever you found that the intermediate object property is missing and you are not sure whether it will be there or not. So we can make our optional check over there before executing, and we can avoid this logic where we have repeated our code. So as we can see that all of them are very straightforward and simple to use. But please make sure that you should use optional chaining very carefully, only where it's acceptable that the left part doesn't exist, so that it won't hide programming errors from us if they occur. I hope this session will help you in your code, and if you have any question, any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section below. I will see you in the next video with more interesting topic. Till then, stay safe and stay connected. Bye bye.